Hello and welcome, guys. This is Ashutosh, your host, and I welcome you all in this video tutorial session of power electronics, where I have presented over here SCR-VI characteristics. As you can see over here on your screen, this is SCR-VI characteristics, and basically the graph between V and I is plotted here. So we will understand today what this SCR characteristics all about, and how what is SCR, and what is the operation of SCR, what is the application of SCR, and how VI curve is plotted. And also we will talk about the practical what you perform in your laboratory, power electronics laboratory. We will see a video, we will watch a video, and we will simulate same practical in multisim software. Okay guys, so let's start. So first of all, we will understand about SCR. What is SCR? As you can see over here, SCR is there. It is a silicon controlled rectifier. SCR is the most important and mostly used member of the thyristor family. And guys, this is SCR, and this is and SCR can be used for different applications, as you can see over here, like rectification, regulation of power, inversion, it is used as a cyclo converter, AC to AC voltage regulator, and for DC to DC converters. So like a diode, SCR is unidirectional device that allows the current in one direction and opposes in another direction. So basically guys, SCR is a 3-terminal device. As you can see over here, 3-terminal device. This is anode, this is capital A, this is called anode, and this is K, this is called cathode, and this is the gate terminal. So this SCR is 3-terminal device. There are 3 terminals, anode, cathode, and gate, as shown in figure. And SCR has built-in feature to turn on and turn off, and its switching is controlled by biasing conditions and gate input terminal. By giving a gate input pulse, you can turn on and turn off this SCR, and this results in varying the average power delivered at the load. By varying the on periods of the SCR, you can handle several thousands of voltages and currents. And SCR symbol and terminals are these guys. So basically this is 4 layer device and 3 junction device. There are 4 layers, P, N, P, N. These are 4 layers, and these are 3 junctions, J1, J2, and J3. Okay, so moving ahead, and you can see here over here, SCR is a 4-layer 3-terminal device, and the 4 layers made of PN layers as arranged alternately such that they form 3 junctions, J1, J2, J3. As you can see over here, this is P, this is N junction, P junction, then N junction, and a small depletion layer is built over here, okay, at J1, at J2, and J3. So basically what happens guys, these junctions are J1, J2, J3, and these junctions are either alloyed or diffused based on the type of construction. And the outer layers, P and N layers, are heavily doped. As you can see, outer layers means P layer, and N layers are heavily doped, whereas middle layers, P and N, these middle layers are lightly doped. And the gate terminal is taken at the middle point layer. This is the gate terminal, it is taken from middle P layer, and cathode is from N layer. This is cathode, and this is anode from P layer. And the SCR is made of silicon because compared to germanium, leakage current is in silicon is very small. Now moving ahead, okay guys. Now basically what happens, SCR works in 3 modes. First is called forward blocking mode, second is called forward conduction mode, and third one is called reverse blocking mode. So we will go to directly its VI characteristics. Here you can see this is VI characteristic, this is forward voltage VA, this is forward current VA, and this is reverse current IA minus IA, and this is reverse voltage minus VA. So basically what happens, this SCR works at 3 mode. So this is forward blocking mode. This arrowhead is showing this is forward blocking mode, and this is reverse blocking mode in reverse characteristic. Whenever you draw, this is reverse blocking mode, and forward conduction mode is this is forward conduction mode when SCR conducts abruptly. So how it works, so we will go to our previous slides. So in forward blocking mode, what happens guys, in this mode of operation, SCR is connected such that the anode terminal is made positive. As you can see here, anode terminal, this is anode terminal, it is made positive, and cathode terminal is made negative. Okay, so respect to cathode, while the gate terminal is kept open. Okay, gate terminal is basically kept open. When Ig is 0, gate current is 0, that means gate terminal is kept open. And what happens when gate terminal is kept open, forward voltage is applied. Okay, forward voltage is applied in forward direction, and it is keep increasing until and unless it reaches up to a certain level of voltage, that is called forward breakover voltage, VBO. Okay, forward breakover voltage. So what happens when in this state, junction J1 and J3 are forward biased, but J2 is reversed biased. So what happens guys, due to this forward voltage, small leakage current flows through the SCR, and until the voltage applied across the SCR is more than the breakover voltage VBO of it, SCR offers a very high resistance to the current flow. Therefore, SCR acts as a open switch in this mode by blocking forward current. Okay, as you can see over here, you have you are keep increasing this forward voltage, and reverse and forward leakage current is this much amount of forward leakage current. Here it is shown here by arrowhead, forward leakage current. This is the small amount of current flows during forward blocking mode, and you are keep increasing the voltage, but the conduction is not there. SCR does not conduct here, and whenever it reaches up to a certain level, that is called VBO, forward breakover voltage, and then comes forward conduction mode. As you can see over here, forward conduction mode. In this mode, SCR or thyristor comes into the conduction mode. Okay, and from blocking mode, okay, it previously it was at blocking mode, and now SCR or thyristor comes into conduction mode. So it can be done into two ways, either applying positive pulse to gate terminal or by increasing the forward voltage across the anode to cathode beyond the breakover voltage. So what happens guys, if you increase this voltage up to, and it reaches up to a certain level, and whenever it crosses VBO, forward breakover voltage, it conducts. Okay, this was the first method, and here is still gate current is 0. You have made this gate kept open, okay, because Ig is 0. So whenever Ig is 0, gate is open, you need more voltage. You need more voltage, forward voltage, and equal to the forward breakover voltage, and up to certain amount of reaching this voltage, SCR conducts. This is the first method. And second method is when you provide gate current. As you can see here, Ig1, this is Ig1, so less voltage is required. Then you provide Ig2, where Ig1 is smaller, Ig2 is greater, Ig3 is greater. So Ig3 is higher, and it is higher, greater than Ig2, and Ig2 is greater than Ig1. Ig1 is very less current is supplied. Then if you supply less current, Ig current, low gate pulse, so more voltage is required. So it will turn on, but it will require more voltage up to here, and then it will suddenly on. It will kept on, and when Ig2 is provided and it is greater than Ig1, so a little less voltage is required. As you can see over here, little less voltage is required, and then it will turn on. And when Ig3 is applied, Ig3 is higher gate current. So when the value of gate current is higher, a small amount of forward voltage is required to turn on this SCR. And what happens when this happens? The forward voltage across SCR is very much less, and that is almost equal to 0.7 volt. So it comes up to here, and here anode current starts flowing abruptly. Here you can see this is the forward conduction mode. This is the forward conduction mode, and what happens, and this is the minimum current where the voltage. So you can say that as soon as the device latches on to its on state, the voltage across the device drops from several thousand hundred volts to 1 or 2 volt, and depending on the rating of the thyristor, it depends upon that factor, and suddenly very large amount of current starts flowing, and this is the large amount of current starts flowing. And guys, what is latching current and what is holding current? And latching current, you can say it is minimum anode current. Here it is shown latching current. It is the minimum anode current that must flow through SCR to latch it into the on state. Okay, it will keep conducting. The latching current is important when SCR is being turned on. Basically, it is the minimum anode current, and that must flow. It should be there. It must be there through SCR to latch it into the on state. And what is holding current? This is the minimum value of holding current. So it represents the minimum value of anode current that can flow through SCR, and still it is hold in on state, and the accompanying voltage is termed as holding voltage, or you can say it is the forward anode current is reduced below holding current. If the forward anode current is reduced below this current, holding current, SCR will be turned off. So it is called zero gate current, Ig equal to 0. Similar conditions. Now we will understand, guys, what is reverse blocking region. This region, reverse blocking region, when the cathode is made, here you can see in the diagram, when the cathode is made positive, this is the cathode, this is cathode, and when cathode is made positive with respect to anode, and anode is made negative, then in this reverse bias condition, what happens? In this is the reverse blocking, reverse voltage blocking, and what happens in this mode, reverse bias condition, the outer junction J1 and J3 are reverse biased. J1 and J3 are reverse biased, and the middle junction J2 is forward biased. Therefore, only a small leakage current flows. This is reverse blocking mode called the off state, and if the reverse voltage is kept increasing, as you can see over here, if the reverse voltage is kept increasing at a critical breakdown level, then it is called reverse breakdown voltage, VBR. Reverse breakdown voltage, and when it reaches up to this situation, okay, a reverse current, heavy reverse current flows, and if this current is not limited to a safe value, power dissipation will increase to a dangerous level and it will destroy the device. So this is called the reverse blocking mode, and this is the reverse, and this is the reverse current, anode current. So guys, this was all about SCR VI characteristics. Okay guys, now I just watch this video which is a shoot in the main power electronics lab, and I have taken this example for you. So how VI characteristics of SCR is drawn. So basically this is, there are two ammeters and one voltmeters are connected, and this is the SCR, and circuit is formed. And what happens, the circuit is formed same in this way. I have drawn over here. This is the circuit of SCR, okay, and these are the, you can simulate this SCR VI characteristics in Multisim software. So basically this is the SCR, as you can see over here. This is SCR, and the gate terminal is connected to a supply, one supply voltage, and there is a resistance R1 connected to this gate terminal, 10,000 ohms, and the anode part and the cathode part is connected a positive battery. Positive electrode is connected to anode, and negative electrode of battery connected to cathode. So basically here ammeter is connected in series with this resistance, as you can see over here. This is the ammeter. Another ammeter is connected for measuring the anode current. This is the ammeter for measuring anode current, and this is for gate current. This is measuring gate current, and this is the voltmeter connected across anode to cathode. So this will tell us the voltage across SCR from anode to cathode. So there are three multimeters are connected. So same fashion, just watch how these readings are observed, then we will form this circuit, we will construct this circuit again. So just watch. This is the gate current, this is the ammeter for gate current, as you can see over here, and it is fixed first. It is provided 3.5, okay, it is provided, IG current is there, and then increase the SCR voltage, anode to cathode voltage. It is increasing, and what happens, see what happens when you increase, when you keep this gate current at a constant value, that is equal to 3.5 ampere, and then increase this anode to cathode voltage, then suddenly a point comes where this anode to cathode gate voltage becomes very less, approximately equal to 0.7 volt, and that is the condition of turning on of SCRs. So just watch again what happens. Anode and cathode voltage is this. Now SCR is turning on. Now SCR is turning on. Now as you can see over here guys, the anode to cathode voltage across SCR becomes 0.73, approximately equal to 0.73, and this current is 2 anode current. This is shown over here, 2.22 milliampere. This is the anode current, and that is also called latching current. So this was the all about. Now guys, we will construct same circuit over here in Multisim software, and we will simulate this laboratory practical into our software. So guys, I have already prepared the circuit connections of VI characteristic of SCR over here. As you can see, I have connected an ammeter. This is the ammeter. Okay, this is the ammeter connected, in series with this resistance connected to the gate terminal, there is a voltage battery of 1 volt connected to the gate terminal between gate and cathode. And here is the another ammeter. This one is the another ammeter which is connected in between this anode and this resistance, anode of SCR and the resistance R2 in series with them. And there is a voltage from anode to cathode. There is another voltage source of 5 volt is connected. Okay, and there is a voltmeter for measurement of anode to cathode voltage is connected. So you can simulate same practical what you have performed in your laboratory of power electronics lab. Same practical you can simulate over here in Multisim software. So what happens when you run? Okay guys, when you run, so first of all, when you run the simulation, then there will be the readings. Okay, so this is the gate current, 40.184 microampere is the gate current. Then this is the anode current, 130.029 nanoampere, and this is the forward leakage current, and this is 5 volt anode to cathode voltage. Now you have to kept constant this gate current. Now do not vary this gate current. Okay, you have to kept constant this gate current, and now vary the anode to cathode this voltage across anode to cathode. Now we will increase this voltage up to 5 to 7. Okay, now again run the simulation, and then gate current is constant, but anode to cathode leakage current is 182.077 nanoampere. Then anode to cathode voltage becomes 7 volt. So this is another reading. So you can note it down in your observation table. Then stop the simulation. Then again increase 7 to 9 volt. Okay, now again run the simulation. Now you can see gate current is constant, 40.184 microampere, and then leakage current, forward leakage current is 233.946 nanoampere. Then anode to cathode voltage becomes, this is the 9 volt. Then again note it down all the readings in your observation table. Then stop the simulation. Then increase the voltage level 11 volt. Okay, now again run the simulation. Now see, multimeter reading is 285.993 nanoampere. So this is basically forward leakage current, and this is the voltage across anode to cathode, 11 volt. Now again note it down in your observation table, and then stop the simulation. Then increase this voltage up to 13 volt. Then run the simulation. Then again this is the 338.041 nanoampere, that is forward leakage current, and anode to cathode voltage is 13 volt. Now note it down all the readings. Then stop the simulation, and then increase 14 volt. Now run the simulation. Then it becomes 14 volt, and this is the 364.153 nanoampere. Then stop the simulation, and note it down all the readings, and then made it 15 volt, and then run the simulation. So guys, now you will see the SCR is now turned on, because the anode to cathode voltage becomes very small, and that is 610.141 millivolt. That is approximately equal to 0.6 or 0.7 volt. This is between 0.6 to 0.7 volt. Now this is the anode current. You can see over here 14.39 milliampere. This is also called latching current. So, and the gate current is still constant. Okay, so now when you increase, and you can note it down all the readings and draw your VI characteristic on the graph, guys. So you can also simulate this practical in this software, Multisim software. That is very absolutely correct method of simulation. So guys, that's it for today, and the graph comes like this. and the graph will be like this. Graph will be like this. So that's it for today guys. Thank you.